Hey everybody, this is Luke at Turning Point Machine Works, giving you a quick little update on our Tormach Slant Pro. We got the machine 98% tooled up, dialed in, been spending the past few weeks writing a few different programs, trying to get used to the control. I am used to an OSP or a FANUC based control, so this has been, like I had said in previous videos, a big learning curve, but absolutely digging it totally. The machine is working great, cut off, groove, rough turn, finish turn, center, drill. My first initial thought is that I wish the coolant pressure was a little bit better than what it is. It is pretty weak, but I think that we're going to update that. What I love most about the machine though is the control. Now everything is touchscreen. So here we have your conversational tab, your offsets, settings, file, main. Main is for if you're running your program. So this is the last one that I was running, is this little spike to try to figure out the machine. And everything worked well. The programming was about as easy as can be. I actually programmed it in Esprit. Drew the model up in SolidWorks, programmed in Esprit, dumped it in with a USB, and was able to get the program written using that program and the conversational in probably about 15 minutes. So when we go into the conversational, which I'm going to be using more, gives us loads of options. The OD turn, which if you just want to write a quick turn, ID turn or boring. Profiling, which I haven't used a lot. I guess you plot your different points, and just to say something, I absolutely am in love with the touchscreen. Roughing, finishing, your tool geometry, of course. Seems to be very intuitive. There's been about 6 or 7 programs I've written already that I kept getting alarms on for different nose radius issues that were not compatible with my model. So facing, of course, from any machinist watching this, it's just facing off apart. Chamfering, all you're going to do is tell it your Z start, your end, what your finish diameter is, what angle you want your chamfer. It'll rough it out for you. Finishing depth of cut, OD or ID. And I have used the conversational here a few times on the radius just to mess around and get used to the control. It was wonderful. Grooving. This is the part where, I mean, I can program the cutoff, no problem, but I really wanted to get used to the conversational. So I actually wrote a conversational code to rough out the chamfer, or rough out the cutoff, come back, break this corner, and then peck cutoff. So if I wrote that by hand, it would have been a few minutes. Here in the conversational, I just dumped in all my values, where I wanted to start, what my stock diameter is, overall length of my part, what the ending cutoff is, which was like -50 or -10, my tool clearance, depth of cut, roughing, the width of my tool, which is 3 millimeters, and it came out well. It was, 1 minute worth of programming, snap the fingers, it was perfect. Drill and tap, I did do the drill. I wrote a couple peck drilling cycles. Threading, haven't done yet, but a couple products that me and Brett are working on now, we will be doing internal and external threading. I don't know why it all turned red, but whatever. So the touchscreen makes it great. Conversational is wonderful. And the offsets is another thing that I really like. So we had touched off tool 3, let's say, and it'll give you all these different options. So of course, here's your chuck and your material. It'll give you all these options to choose the orientation of your tool, the direction, if it's a face working tool like a drill, a bore, ID thread, and then it'll lay this out here, which will tell you, if we were using cutter comp, this is your cutter comp layout. What you need if you were to go into your offset table screen and you were to lay down where your tip is at. So it's for cutter comp, and that also is very awesome. So we have a lot of files written, and if I wanted to edit a program, so I got second out facing, without a stop, second out facing with a stop. And if I wanted to edit, if I wanted to load it, double click, load G code, unloaded. There's a graphic of my program. I mean, they actually don't have to double click, but whatever. But here's, you know, the first Tormach spike is one program. Load G code, bam. I'm back to my operation screen. This lays out my whole tool path. It's a graphics that if you're using a fan and control machine, it doesn't come up like this at the same time as your program and all your RPM, your feed rate, your position, distance to go. I really, really love it. And someone that's been on CNCs for going on 17 years, a lot of people I know would say, what the heck are you running that FANUC for? But if they were on this control for a few weeks, they would also love it, trust me. So let's go back to file. And so say that first Tormach spike, if I want to edit it, edit G code, I'm right here. Same thing, touchscreen. I can choose different parts to delete if I want. I mean, it's absolutely great. So we do have a lot of different projects coming up, and like I say, we spent the past month tooling up the machine, writing the programs, getting everything going. We're to the point now where we are going to be proceeding with some of those other projects, and it seems like we have everything, all the kinks worked out, programming wise, tooling wise, operation wise, and we're going to be moving on to the next step. So we will do our best to keep you posted through YouTube. You can find us on Instagram at Turning Point MW, and you can check out our Etsy store at the Etsy site Turning Point MW, and you'll find on there we have a bunch of different spikes, beads, and like I say, we're working on a lot more products right now. It just takes a little bit of time to get used to, but thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel.